All right, good morning, Studio 4, Monday, the 22nd, and we are going to look at bubble diagrams and site plans. And they will be resubmitted on Friday, the final ones, board ready. Maybe we'll do these in order of complexity. And that's not a criticism of the simple ones. Simple could be good, which I think puts you last, Yazan. I think you got the most complex looking one going here. So not a criticism. I think Mimi, yours is looking.
That's a shocker for Yazan.
Yours is the most simple looking, Mimi.
Oh, okay.
And it's not a criticism, not a criticism.
Okay.
So tell us about it. And let me get the, can you see it now or no? Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. Let me get the program nearby. It does look like there are perhaps missing bubbles, but things have been, support services have been joined together.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I figured that I could split it up into 2 floors as opposed to 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I might try to do that. I might not, but we'll see. So for the first floor, I thought that having the adult tech center would make sense. Have it on the same floor as like the gathering space. I'm imagining like there being an interaction between those 2 spaces, like for printing flyers or doing research and stuff like that. Like, and then I thought it also made sense to have the adult center near the childcare drop off.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, so you can drop your kids off and then go right into the tech center and then not have to go upstairs or anything.
Be close to your kids. Yeah.
So cafe obviously on the first floor as well. The elevator, stairs, bathroom over there. And then I also placed the director's office on the first floor, thinking maybe, you know, the director can sort of be on the stationed on the ground level and in the action kind of.
Yeah, I didn't ask anybody to look at numbers. That's kind of important. Were you all balancing the square footage? Like, are these relatively even?
Yeah, you know, I did on like a more drafty bubble diagram, I did take into account the square footage. And yeah, I think for the first floor in total, it's about 3,600. And then the second floor, 2,300. So
The bigger first floor. Just looking at those numbers.
yeah, yeah.
Just looking what else I had on the list here. So this part has to get addressed, Mimi. The direct access and views should also get addressed for the final.
I'm realizing now, yeah, I didn't put in like entry to the space or spaces that require direct access. Okay, so like spaces that.
Spaces, yeah, well, so does the director's office actually open to the lobby? That's what you're saying.
Okay, no.
Does it have a
but
door?
Like there would be like an entrance to it from the lobby probably, or from a hallway or something.
Yeah, well, what you're saying is the door, you walk out of the office and you're in the lobby, which could be the case,
Okay, that's not what I'm saying, but I understand how that. Yeah, I'll work on that.
Yeah, so a key showing Going back to the examples, there was direct access and then there was kind of generally adjacent.
Having like different connections, not just like a line that connects them, but having varied connections.
Yeah,
and, like,
yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes. If something makes sense to you, yes.
Okay.
We'll see some other examples. Okay. All right. And now it's going into the computer, or it might be done, looks nicely scanned.
This was, wait, sorry, what was the question?
You're going into Photoshop with it, or what's your plan?
I actually just, like for my
Yeah.
final one?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Photoshop or Illustrator.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything's accounted for, I guess, huh? Director's John. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I combine, if you think it would be better to, oh, yeah, okay, utility spaces. I didn't put that in.
yeah, small, but might as well start thinking about them.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We'll keep going. We could swing back. Any questions, or we'll just go?
No, I think I'm good. That definitely, yeah, I guess I was kind of confused about like the connections, but yeah, that makes more sense. I need to develop that more.
Like this is saying I come out of the elevator and I have to walk through the tutoring space to get to my office.
Right, okay,
Do we really want, like, so that's saying if I'm visiting legal aid, I have to walk through the tutoring space,
gotcha. Yeah,
which, so I think there'd probably be a connection here actually.
definitely.
And then I have to, yeah.
Like connections, like I guess I'm like struggling to figure out like, okay, are connections like literal connections like hallways, or are they like more like metaphorical connections?
literal connections. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there might be hallways, or in some cases, the door could just open, right? So you have to wrap your head around it. And the more and you might not, obviously these things are going to change and morph as you develop your floor plans, but to the best of your abilities, think out as far as you could. Like, you want the director's door on the other, through the lobby. That's what you're saying. So to get to this conference room, I have to walk through the tutoring space, through the support services to get to the conference room. So that's a little far.
Yeah.
Again, once the floor plans start materializing, this will all be tweaked and fine tuned, but
Right.
You should be thinking through it, and your priorities should be coming to light, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So I have a quick question, David. So the lines are supposed to be like, I guess, slightly connected instead of like directly connected.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was that a question? I didn't get the question.
Yeah, no, that was my question, because you were saying like with the solid lines, that means like you have to go through a space in order to get to the next space.
Yeah, that's how I read it. I mean, Mimi needs to give us a key, and I mean, I'm just interpreting what I think I see. So without it, there's no rules or Bible for bubble diagrams. The bubble diagram Bible. We need a key, and Mimi needs to tell us what this means.
Okay.
So I'm just speculating.
Okay.
Yeah. And you don't want people speculating and coming up with wrong conclusions, but that's how I read this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here you are, Val. Okay. So I'll just read what I see, and then you could tell more. So I would gather that this is all one floor and this is a second floor, but I don't know where the elevator. So we come into the lobby, bathroom, elevator, stairs, director's office, all in the lobby area. Where does the elevator take me up to the second floor? Where do I land here? I don't know that.
I forgot to add the elevator on the second floor.
Yeah.
But it would be like, I guess, directly where the childcare is. because like right when you get off the elevator, then there goes the childcare, and then you can just go through.
Yeah.
But now that you said about the lines, I guess it should be like slightly connected to the tutoring space and not directly. Like you don't walk through the childcare to get to the tutoring space.
Yeah, so
Or-
elevator lobby, just make us, call it the elevator lobby on the second floor. Everybody should, I think. You know,
Gotcha.
you're obviously, the elevator wouldn't take us directly into either of these spaces.
Mhm.
From that elevator lobby, we could go into either of them.
Mhm.
So I think the elevator lobby is here and connects that way, and this goes away.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, unless there has to be direct access between these, I don't know if there would be. That sounds like it
No.
could be loud, right? If the child
Right.
care door opens up, then everybody hears. And then we have direct access to all this stuff from the lobby, or
I just put like slightly
oh, right.
connection
Okay. All right. So that's good.
from the
Yeah.
lobby.
Yeah. So somewhere in that vicinity.
Right. Mhm.
Right, so
Like
we
maybe
walk-
down a hallway or something.
Yeah. So we could walk directly into the cafe. Support services. Those are all those little offices. So to get to
Right.
it, but this is telling me that to get to adult tech, I have to walk through support services, through a conference room. That doesn't make sense.
Now that you're pointing out like the way the lines mean, then
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's what drafts are for. I'm not. Yeah. So
Because I know how we talked about having like the tutoring space, like the kids tutoring space and then childcare on the same floor as the adult will kind of be like, you know how it's like a difference between like, adults wanting to be like, quiet and
mhm.
it just like minimizing the noise. So that's why I kind of just made that like a whole, like
Mhm.
have it connected from. But I get what you mean. I think the lines needs to be changed.
Mhm. Good. What was I going to say? Oh, I think we should tally up square feet. I think we should do that. We should include that somewhere.
Mhm.
On the side or somewhere. Obviously, if a bubble diagram makes it to the final board, you could get rid of the square foot, but I would keep a list on the side to keep yourself,
Okay.
to keep checking to make sure, because this looks like a lot. This looks like a really big first floor and a modest
small
second
second
floor.
Okay.
So we want to get them pretty balanced. And again, the program just states the minimums, but so things might grow and stretch, and that's all fine. But this looks a little unbalanced in terms of the square footage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so just keep everybody should have a little note on the side, just adding those up. All right. And we
May
can
I ask
circle.
a question?
What's that?
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
For this bubble, for the program, do we have to limit on 2 floor or we can go up to 3 floors?
35 feet.
Yeah, they say the maximum is 35 feet. So we can go like to 3 stories.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
This looks like one big floor to me, one massive floor. So again, just as I said, and you guys weren't actually, Studio 3 wasn't with me when we were talking about this. Let me quickly stop this share and just share the whiteboard.
I didn't know like we have to write the floor, but I intend to walk in 3 stories.
Yeah, so then you should have 3. So again, we have lobby, elevator, and then that elevator. So this is the first floor, second floor, third floor, and then that elevator shows up on all 3. Elevator, stairs, right? So that this elevator obviously shoots straight up through the building. So this is in, and then this remains in the same location. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I read this as one very big, and you should have an arrow. Tell us how to get into this thing, you know, because I have to read all of this before I, you know, searching for the way in. Show us quickly in.
Oh, okay. This I like for my Bible, I intend to work in 3-story. Those in brown should be like my second floor. My second floor.
This is second floor?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, yeah, so
The
we can't,
blue.
so we can't walk from we can't walk from, childcare does not open childcare support. So if they're on different floors, they would not have a connection like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so break out the floors.
Okay.
And this, I mean, this looks like this poor director has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 doors in his or her office. So you could do, no, what could be nice is support service lobby or support service reception. Support service reception would make sense. You know, we could go into one, you know, we could have like, might or might not have a receptionist actually, but we could walk in and from there, all the offices could be, you know, so kind of like a shared space. I would call it support service reception. And from there, all the offices would open to it.
Okay.
Yeah, bathrooms are not that big. And again, probably a bathroom on every floor.
Or bathroom. The
4
toilet.
bathrooms, yeah, but 4 bathrooms don't need to be next to each other necessarily. You know, Tony, I think, made the good point of what else is going on. Again, like a big gathering area, you need an H in your gathering and you need 2 B's in your bubble. Like a gathering space, a large gathering space could have, you know, 3 bathrooms where, you know, these folks could probably share 1 bathroom. So start pondering that, start coming up with your solutions.
Okay.
And we don't walk through the janitor's closet to get to the storage. That's what this is telling me. So I have to go through closet to storage to get to the mechanical. The
No,
mechanical
did.
closet could be buried behind the storage. That makes sense. You know, we don't want to go into a lobby with like, you know, 15 doors in it. So something like that, mechanical closet could be buried. But we don't want to walk through a janitor's closet to get to storage. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I didn't understand. For me, like I just have to show like the connection between those spaces. I didn't know like you have to show like how to enter in each space, like
Yeah.
the relation between those interests. I didn't know that. For me, it's like the connection.
Yeah. No, it's and that's, I mean, you know, some of those are really complex. Like, you know, you could tell us, is there a door? Is there no door? You know, is it a walkthrough or is it actual door? You know, you could get that information in here because, you know, floor plans are coming next. So you're going to be making these decisions very soon. So the point is to wrap your head around all these relationships before we get into floor plans.
Okay, so Professor, like the adult technology and the tutoring spaces, I intend to put down in the second floor. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Those are big spaces.
yeah.
The care drop, the lobby, and
Yeah.
those three yellow stuff storage, maintenance, and the janitor. That's in the first floor.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so elevator lobby to each of these spaces. And you could put arrows too, right? Telling us the direction, the general direction of flow. You know, we get out at the elevator lobby and then I don't think we need to walk between these 2 spaces.
No.
No, so it's more of a split.
I understand now. Okay, I see what was my mistake. Thank you,
Yeah.
Professor.
And I don't know what exterior means here. Does that mean we could walk to the outdoor space? What do they call it? Everybody should have that.
the seas, the appropriate as seating, 50 square
Oh,
feet.
yeah, and there's no
500.
rooftop garden, so far, Mimi has no rooftop garden, and Val has no rooftop garden either. Nobody wants a rooftop garden?
I'm going to see.
I put one.
Who did?
Romina.
Romina did, yeah. And then here, don't forget this space,
Your
Covered.
400 square feet.
covered exterior, first floor, that has to be there. So that's what this could be. Use their term, so covered exterior. So that's telling me from the lobby, I could get to the covered exterior space. Makes sense. Childcare drop-off's not this big though. So get your bubbles appropriately sized. Yeah, I think everybody needs, yeah, square foot, covered exterior. Elevator on every floor. Elevator, stairs, bathroom, core, that could all be near each other.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. You hear Joyce? No, Joyce is Studio 3 and she is not here. Okay, let's just take a glance at it. So floors are nicely labeled and exterior public, good. Lobby reception. Star for a bathroom. So we start here, child care drop off, they get their own bathroom. That's a good idea. Janitor's closet. So we have to walk through the janitor's closet to get storage. So we don't want to do that. Then where do we arrive up here? I don't know. So I don't know where the elevator is. The director has direct access to a conference room, could be. He or she has their own bathroom. That's a luxury. And then somehow we get up to the rooftop space that has nothing else going on up there. So some issues, but some good ideas in there too. And everything is immediately adjacent. Immediately adjacent. Does that mean there's a door? Yeah, we need a lobby. We need a lobby. All right, Kristen. So we don't have the connections. Here's our lobby. So we got things to proper sizes and broken out. Tell us what's happening, Kristen.
So I kind of did it like how I would set it up. So like you would walk into the lobby and there would be like the elevators and the bathrooms, and then on one side it would be like the offices, and then the other side you would do like where you drop your kid off, and then the elevator and the stairs, like it goes like it's in basically the same place as you go up. So yeah, and then you would just walk into like a lobby there with the bathroom and the elevator, and then the technology spaces, and then again up, and then you would do like your cafe. And I wanted to do a rooftop area. I just didn't write that.
Mhm.
I just, yeah. But I have like 3 of these, so I eventually I just stopped putting the lines because I was just like moving everything around so much. I was like, this is getting a mess with all the lines. So I forgot to put them in at the end.
Okay, well, all right, we need them. You understand, right?
Yeah, and then the views to the park is this yellow line. So if it's like next to the yellow line, like they would have views to the park. That's how I
That's good.
thought about it.
Yeah, that's a good start. And that's an important priority for everybody. You have to think about that. It's going to make making floor plans so much easier if you have all this worked out. Yeah, so get us elevator lobbies. But this is also like, I don't know that I would think ahead that far to say, this is all on one side of the lobby and this is on the other side of the lobby. I would just say that they're accessible from the lobby at this point.
Mhm. I
Because
think that's kind of what was throwing me off because I was trying to think of it like too far ahead, and I was like, these bubbles, it's not working.
yeah, because that suggests that you're making the decision that for some reason your lobby is in the middle of the site or something like that. You know, and when we get back to the site analysis, you know, where do we want to enter the building? I mean, unless it's really important that for some reason this is all separated. I'm not sure if it is. We want to, you know, you want to again wrap your head around it all, make the most important decisions, but you don't want to, you know, no pun intended, box yourself into bad decisions at the same time. So, you know, just make the high priority decisions. And then without daydreaming about the floor plan yet, you know, because
Okay.
I think Tony's probably going to take us a different way because he's just taking the next step where I think we're going to be thinking about the form of the building perhaps before floor plans, you know, so we don't want to, you know, in general, it's a huge criticism of designers to say that you design and plan. We don't want to do that. You know, we need competent floor plans, but that's not going to be the basis of our great architecture is floor plans. This is all necessary, but it's not the heart of the matter. This isn't what makes a great building. It's what makes a competent floor plan. All right, Lynn. So lobby, reception. These are different floors. That's nice.
I didn't I think it's called a mezzanine, I think. Or like the adult tech and the conference is like a thing that like comes out that's like in between, but you have to get to it to get to the other floor. Does that make sense? But it like you can like overlook the cafe and like with the adult tech and conference. Do you know what I'm talking? I don't know how to describe it.
It's
But,
a
like,
this is a 2-story space.
No. The bottom floor is all the bottom floor, right? And then
Yeah.
the next one isn't like another floor. It's like a mezzanine
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
atrium. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's not its full own floor, but like the stairs, you have to use that to get there.
Yeah.
And then from there, you go up to the actual next floor, which is directly on top of the child drop offices director and lobby. That makes sense.
This is the 3rd floor.
Or third, or technically the second.
And
'Cause the-
just no, stick, call this the second. When you say mezzanine, what I hear would be that we'd have a tall lobby,
Mhm.
and then up here is a cafe where we could look out. So it's
No. Other way. So the cafe is on the bottom. The adult tech and the conference is the one that you can look out into the cafe.
Yeah. So this conference room is up here, and it could see out into the lobby. So it's
And the lobby is directly under the stairs to get to the next floor to the tutoring. So like you
okay.
can like literally see the stairs in my head.
Yeah.
I
I think I'm following you. So a mezzanine is, I would call a mezzanine like a partial second floor.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's we're describing the same thing. But it literally takes up the space of a second floor, so you don't have to call it a mezzanine. I would, if that's the case, I would describe this then as 2 stories. I would put that note there, and then here I would say view to lobby, if that's the priority. All right, so whatever you're, you know, add notes, do what you have to do to communicate this intent. Write these numbers.
You can't see the lobby from there. You would only see like the cafe because the lobby is right under the stairs.
All right, well, whatever it is, you describe it. All right, you understand that I'm confused, so do what you have to do to unconfuse me in the diagram. All right, so I hear what you're saying, but just somehow get that into the diagram. And little notes are, you know, fine. Do what you have to do to make the notes. So from here, I could access the director, childcare, and all offices. Why why would offices and child drop-off be connected?
I felt like you have to have the child drop like on the bottom floor because you said like you're
Yeah,
dropping off your kids quickly.
yeah. But
And
why would these two need to be connected? And why would the director need access to the child drop-off?
okay, so basically it's like the kids area is next to the lobby,
Yeah,
but also the offices, like if any like adult needed to like have someone watch their kids while they go and do like the child support services and stuff like that. That's how I interpreted it.
sure, that sounds reasonable, but this again is confusing me. This tells me that from the lobby, I could walk to the director's office, but there's also
It's like
a direct access between these two doesn't make sense to me. Nor does this make sense to me, really. I mean, in the general vicinity, yes, but not this. I would read these dark lines as being there's pretty much a door from one room to the next.
so what I was imagining is like the child room is like a big room and then all like the offices are kind of like surrounding it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know if it's a good idea though. I mean,
Yeah.
child drop off is like there are kids in this room. Who
Hmm.
who who wants an office with kids nearby?
Or that's just how I like look at it when you like go to car dealerships. They have like their own like kid area, but you're still like doing your work.
Yeah, it's not
Do you know what I
ideal.
mean?
Not that's for parents that are buying cars. These are people here who are work. Oh, so these are visitors. Um, so you're talking about that's nice for the visitors, yes, but it's not nice for the people who work there because this child care, unlike a car dealership, this child care could be busy 12 hours a day with screaming kids. You know, it could have a lot more kids than a car dealership. So I think these people all need some quiet. I think the kids will drive them crazy.
Is it possible maybe to separate the child drop off from the actual child care?
Yeah, sure. There's flexibility in the program, sure.
Because
I
I
mean,
was thinking like
they're
the
not going to
child
be that
care.
far. I just said they're not going to be that far from each other. I mean, it might be a different room, but they're going to be connected. But go on. What were you thinking?
I did have an elevator line from lobby reception to, I mean, not lobby reception, from like the gray dots to the tutoring because they're technically right on top of each other. But I guess the line didn't show up for some reason. But
Yeah.
I was thinking like if there was the elevator there, could I technically put the childcare with the tutoring and the rooftop greens? They have like space to play and like
Say that one more time. Could you put?
okay, so I did have a line for my elevator, but
Yeah,
for some reason it didn't show here, but it's in
yeah,
my Photoshop.
yeah.
So that would take you straight to the third floor. So when I asked if I could split the childcare from child drop, what if I put the childcare on that floor and then they have like the rooftop green to play on
Yeah,
and
yeah. I mean, I like the idea of the garden and the kids.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not convenient, but it's nice. It could be nice.
Mm.
Yeah, and then you could have a nice rendering of the green garden with little kids running around. I think it's a nice idea.
Mhm.
You know, it's an extra step to everybody's getting in the elevator, so all of a sudden it's a busier elevator. But that's okay. If you think this connection's important, then do it. If you think it's a good idea, yes. But get us elevator lobbies on every floor.
Mhm.
And then if the director wants to use the conference room, they have to go up to the second floor. That's okay. That's not the end of the world. This looks like the cafe has many a door in it.
Mhm.
Mechanical rooms could be buried behind janitors. And this is a big gathering space. I mean, you could do storage there. It remains to be seen. Well, yeah, that's not worth thinking too hard about. Okay, all right. Yeah, get us, these elevator lobbies are important for everybody to make this more clear. So no lines here, just get us an elevator, which is the same as the stair landing, of course.
Oh, wait, what if the elevator is not the same as the stairs?
They'd have to, why wouldn't they be near each other, next to each other?
Because like I wanted like an elevator for like the child drop to connect to the rooftop screen, like that floor. And I didn't think of like an elevator for the mezzanine thing, since it's not like a real floor. It's like half of a like a floor and a half.
It's a real floor. It absolutely needs an elevator to go to it. For somebody using a wheelchair to get to the conference room.
Right, but then you wouldn't need an well, okay.
The elevator has to go to every floor.
Is it okay to go to the rooftop green then if it's right on top?
Sure, yeah, it has to get up here somehow, yeah. It has to shoot right through. Somebody in a wheelchair has to be able to get to every room in the building. Okay. Good. All right, Yazan. Let me just see if I could. Let me see how this reads to me. It's always important to have somebody's, I think it's important to get everybody's read on it before you explain it. All right, so we're into the lobby. Mezzanine rooftop ground level 2. All right, so this sounds something, here's mezzanine rooftop. I don't know what those are. Ground. All right, so this is first floor, second floor, third floor. And then there's a mezzanine rooftop somewhere in there. Related somehow. It sounds like something like Lynn was describing, like, so let's just see. So we have this looks like it could be like a tall lobby perhaps. And all these offices are being split up on all the different floors. That's possible. Child, good. Public access to the green roof. Okay. Service spine, cutting through all the floors, okay. Tutoring adult on the second floor. This is like European, isn't this? When you do like ground and then second is actually, you're calling the second the first. This is actually the second floor, right? You're on mute.
Yeah, is that European?
Yeah, I think so. I think yeah, I think they call the first floor the ground, and then, yeah, I think so.
So so that would be level 2 we're calling it?
I would say first floor, second floor, third floor.
Okay.
That's my American. What Romina, am I correct? Do you use ground or?
Yeah, it's considered a floor.
The ground floor is the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you actually call the second floor the first floor or?
Yes.
No? So the second, you walk up to the first floor.
Yes.
That's usually confusing to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just do first floor, second floor, third floor. And if just so we could talk easily. And then if you feel differently if it gets to a board or something, you could adjust. But yeah, I like my simple American version. All right, so tell us about these pieces that are coming through.
So as far as conventions go, I think you spotted it as far as the like for the service spine, like like any repeating elements, I just consolidated into one thing, and that, because those things can like share like you can gang up the plumbing and electrical and
Yeah.
stuff. So like I have that represented as one element.
That read.
Uh, and then when things are touching, like then you can get to them, you know, they might cross over. I'm thinking about maybe there's like they might be open to each other. If they're connected by a blue line, then there's maybe more of a hallway or like a formal connection between them. And where that connection is more important, I kind of separated out into like there's two squares or rectangles, and those could be like waiting areas or at least areas where you can control the flow of people. So I
Mhm.
thought that was important for like the childcare and childcare advising and lobby, you know, that, you know, the childcare advising could be, they should be able to see across who's coming in to pick up children and make sure children aren't getting out into the lobby and so, you know, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um,
Why is the green roof down here on the first floor? Or that just says access to?
could you flick through, are there more pages in that one that I don't know which one you've got
Oh,
open.
yeah, there are. 1, 2, 3.
Uh, um, so the page where I show the actual physical model. So what I was thinking of doing, I played around with this a little bit. So I was thinking to make it so that the green roof is on the ground level and it slopes up. And so the cafe would be underneath of it. So people could walk on top of that throughout the, you know, at any time. And that would be the outdoor space. So I'm
Oh.
playing with that idea. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
okay. So I would note that, I would say like, I would just say green roof, you know, extends to ground floor, reaches first ground floor, something like that. I would just make that note so it's perfectly clear.
okay.
So so were these
So
three different versions or what?
yeah, so as far as like the plan, I started looking at it like, you know, the lightning rod or looking for that lightning rod, like so one of them, there's like an intergenerational variation where you maybe have like old, you know, think about old people spending more time there and taking care of the kids. And then in the other variation, the one before it, it was, well, what if there was a maker space like 3D printers and
Hmm.
laser cutting and stuff like that in the basement next to the cafe, and people can watch these machines produce things, and
Hmm.
you know, people can make things there. So kind of like a Next Fab, or you know.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for maker spaces. So yeah.
So that's, you know, so I just wanted to see what those variations would be or look like. And there's another one where it could be like a newspaper, but I'm like not the biggest fan of, like, maybe publication and not specifically like newspaper for the homeless, but
Hmm.
something like that where they're running the printers and stuff that also that the offices rely on, but they could also be used for other things.
Hmm.
And people can get employment or a basic level of employment, and you know, work on their resumes and whatever it is. Like,
That's a nice idea.
yeah.
I'm finding, I mean, I am finding the diagrams a little complex. Like subterranean cafe, maker space. So these are actually, okay, so they're underground. You're saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ground. Yeah, this rooftop in here is kind of confusing me.
Yeah. I can see that.
And we only have 35 feet, so you get 3 levels, but you're saying 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, what's the difference between mezzanine and level 1? Physically, the difference.
The mezzanine traverses the ground level and the first level, like it cuts through them because it's sloped,
Okay,
like
okay, yeah, no, I hear you, I hear you.
it's not the best, that's maybe not the best, I could get rid of that and it could be clearer.
I think you should, because on one hand, I appreciate your thinking ahead, and this sounds like a big idea, which is great, this mezzanine, but I don't think it needs to be on this diagram. I think you could introduce it to us later. I think, right? Like I think this is enough of a gesture, this green box,
Right.
to describe it. I think all this information across the top is confusing, and we got to somehow cram all this into 35 feet. So
Yeah,
the math is not making a lot of sense to me yet. Like, I would just stick with the functions, and how it takes form, you'll explain later. You know, keep daydreaming and you know, make this reflected as best as possible, but not to the point of our confusion. That's like kind of like Lynn is, you know, you're having to describe the building so that I understand the bubble diagram, and that doesn't really make sense. I should just be able to look at this diagram and make sense out of it.
okay.
Yeah. I appreciate that it reflects the complexity of your thoughts now, but it's overcomplicating the program in some regards, I would say, is how I feel looking at it. I mean, I don't know. Those are my feelings when I look at it. This is everybody's? Yes, 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 yes. Okay.
I have mine too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where is it? Did I not?
I posted it like earlier when the class just started, so maybe you didn't get to it.
Let me stop the share for a second and get it.
I have to fix everything on it now, but we can look at it.
I'm glad I came to this meeting.
Yeah, I think
I'll be very confused. I really didn't know how it's supposed to be like that.
well, you know, like on one hand, there's flexibility in what we do. But on another hand, it has to, you know, strangers have to make sense out of it.
Yeah, it's very interesting because it make like the design easier. The
Yeah,
design of the play
yeah.
easier.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
it would be a disaster trying to figure all this out when you're doing your floor plan. I think the floor plan would be a mess, and it would just be a,
I agree with you.
yeah, it's all right. So this is nice, and this appears nice and clear to me. We come in at the lobby. I would read this as the ES is the elevator stairs. Good. So that everybody
Now
has to,
that
everybody
after we
has to-
talked, like
Yeah.
after we talked, I probably have to make a separate bubble for that. So the elevator stairs is the lobby where the other
Yeah.
spaces connect,
yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I think elevator lobby, and you could group the bathrooms in there too, if you
Okay.
want, because they're
Now, for the bathrooms, I had a question. So on the lobby, I'm assuming like there's a lot of commotion there, so there needs to be like 2 bathrooms there, I guess,
Mhm,
right?
sure.
And then is it enough if I have on the second floor 1 bathroom and then 1 on the cafe, since I have 3 stories?
Well, 4 is the minimum. It could prove to be
Oh, okay, so
more.
we can do more. Okay, I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if we have to stick with 4. Okay, so then I'll just do,
I
yeah.
think there should be at least 1 on every floor,
yeah,
grouped near
I
the
think-
elevator and the stairs, and the exact number we'll figure out later.
okay.
Or actually, we could figure it out later, but if you have a strong opinion, put it here, you know, so
Okay.
you could do, you know, 2 water closets,
Yeah.
1, again, very European, your water closet.
And then I
Yeah.
was maybe thinking my second floor, when I was doing like the massing a little bit to kind of like wrap my head around it, my second floor is slightly smaller. So maybe I can fit like an outdoor area for like the adults on the second floor. that be okay, or it's like 3 outdoor areas is too much?
No, it's not too much.
Okay, good.
It's a big idea that you have to, make it interesting.
Okay.
And if it's important to you, put it here.
I have a lot of room on the rooftop because it's only like technically I only have a cafe on the top floor. So like we talked about like gardening and stuff. So I mean, that would make more sense on like the first floor, like a gardening area, or it doesn't matter. Can I add it on like a different floor or something?
Gardening on the rooftop?
It would be weird, right?
I mean, there could be, there are green roofs. Gardening, I don't know. I don't know if
Okay.
I'd have to think about that. Like I wouldn't envision like vegetable gardening up there.
Something like that, or like
Oh, very interesting. I saw that one time the like Asia, like some of the documentation, the Asia stuff, they develop a lot of stuff like that with the garden in the rooftop.
Yeah, I mean, it's a city thing, right? People have rooftop gardens. It's mostly in
I'll just look
containers.
into it and see,
Yeah. I don't, if I were like facilities management, I don't think I would want people digging in the soil on a rooftop garden. So I think it would be like container gardening or something. I don't know. You do a little research on that.
And I do have the covered outdoor on the first floor. So if I really want to incorporate it, I can somehow incorporate it there. That it's like
Yeah,
ground floor,
I think that's an interesting idea, is to have a large garden on the ground floor. I mean, for one thing, everybody gets to see it then, it's not,
Right.
again, a best kept secret on the third floor. But if you're going to maximize your outdoor space on the first floor, then some stuff has to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little counterintuitive for me to read this upside down. I'd rather see first down at the bottom, third at the top. Yeah. I'm like, I feel like we're going subterranean here as well or something.
Okay, I'll fix that.
Yeah. Let's look at the site diagrams. 1 second. I'm gonna have to get used to these quicker classes. Kristen, Mimi, Romina, and Lynn.
Maybe you want to do like Studio 4 first, since we're having a class with Mr. Tony, so it's not too fair to get to critics, I guess.
Is this, I only have Lynn and Kristen here for site plans. Am I missing? Anybody else submit late?
I submitted
I
mine.
submitted.
You did? Okay. Give me a sec.
David, I didn't submit. I didn't know that was due today. I only
Okay.
had the model and the bubble diagram, so I'll submit it so I can get a
Okay.
critique.
Wait, did you want the site plan or the site analysis site?
Site analysis. Yeah, that's all it is analysis.
Because I did my site analysis where you said site analysis and bubble diagrams, and then just the site plan, I just like took off my analysis for that assignment.
All right, I got Yazan's. Yeah, I saw yours in that. Give me a second. Kristen, I have Mimi. I
I
have.
said, you
I got
have it.
Yep, I got it. Romina, I have. Okay, I see yours, Lynn, but yeah, I see that your analysis is in the other, I think in the other folder.
They're just submitted together since you put both of them in the same one.
I got it. Yep, I got it. Almost got it. Submissions. All right. So I got Yazan, Lynn, Mimi, Kristen, Romina, and this is yours. That's it? I got everybody? Okay. All right. Is on. Am I sharing? You can see, right? Yeah. See the site. So we definitely need north arrows. Yeah, north arrows and a street, or we don't have street names, but we do have a north arrow. So that's the park, that's the site. And north is facing, I forget, which way was north? This way?
To the bottom left in this one.
This
Yeah.
way? This direction?
Yeah.
Okay, the park is south. Okay. Park, civic, residential, commercial, pedestrian paths. I don't think like the streets, I don't see this is a street. I could see it a little bit. Maybe if you could turn, I could see the lines in there now, but if you turn up the streets a notch, maybe. It's a little mushy. And the sun, that is the sun path. Right?
Yeah.
Which I also can't really read too well. It's very faint, I feel.
It's a composition thing. I think like I did that last and I should have, I had to clip it. But I can, if you like it or you think it's a good idea to have this 3D sun path, I can work it in better.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah, I like the way it's heading. It's just a little mushy and hard to read. Like I like to see the streets in the sun, yeah. And a north arrow. But no, I think it's on its way or in an interesting direction. So like these pedestrian paths, I can't tell like, I can't tell streets and sidewalks. I can't see them. So that's why they're a little weird. So how'd you make this thing? This is in SketchUp?
Yeah, SketchUp, and then I started coloring it in Sketchbook Pro.
Yeah. You like Sketchbook?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of suck at Photoshop, so I
Oh.
crutch on it. Like it's fast, like I can,
Yeah.
That's a shocker.
You're really not comfortable in Photoshop?
It's been so long and like just the whole tool sets are just, I'd rather spend my time doing other stuff. Is basically what it is.
Fair enough. I like Photoshop. I like Sketchbook a little bit. I played with it. I'd like to see everybody using it more. I think it has some potential. All right, good. Yeah, a little mushy, but good start. Sun path. Lynn, you there? Yes. All right, so north arrow we need. Important views from the site. Nice. Church, subway, major pedestrian, minor pedestrian. You could simplify and just do pedestrian. You don't, unless you feel it's important. I would get this word off of that. Yeah, I know I asked for building entry. I guess if you feel strongly about something, but again, I don't. Yeah, if you feel strongly, if you have a preference as to where it should be, yes, I guess that's a good idea to do it now. But it could change, it could change after you get into massing the building and the floor plans. It might prove to be something else. Commercial, residential, future health, all good. Yeah. Graphically, it might be a little easier to read this key if we had all the building related stuff over here and then we had arrows and lines over here perhaps, rather than jumping from you know, we have church and subway, and then we jump back to buildings. So it might just separate those things. And the sun path. Looks okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Any questions or thoughts on it, Lynn? Anybody else?
Do we need to add like the commercial and residential edges on it?
I think so. I think,
Works.
yeah. Yeah, I think the way Lynn did it, it's nice. I think it's noteworthy. Yeah, good. All right.
Should we,
Yes, I.
yeah, like the first project, on the first project, we indicate the circulation. Do we have to indicate the circulation in this project too? Like the road?
I don't think there's much. No, I don't think so. I don't know what circulation we know about yet, right? We don't know where the building is. I mean, if you again, it's like if you feel strongly, you know, this is all, you know, the whole goal of this is to inform your site plan, I mean your floor plans when they arrive. Like if for some reason you felt strongly that, you know, this should be open, you know, like, so we have this big ugly building here, and if for some reason you think at this stage you're like, I want to be able to walk through this site and access the park from this street, then it's noteworthy. You know, if you don't have a strong opinion on something yet, then we don't really know where the circulation is, right?
Okay.
You know, I mean, there's basic information, and then there's the things that are, you know, coming to the surface as important to you. All right, so we got the site, we got pedestrian views. These are definitely views. Definitely views, just views to the park. You could be specific.
Mhm.
Potential entry, yes, good. School, subway, sun, commercial, residential, park edge. Yeah, I think you got all your colors smushed in here.
Yeah, it's not a great execution. But
Yeah, I think the park edge could be, I think some of these colors could move. You got everything.
I think I did it because for the last project, Tony suggested having the edges be, you know, literally just on the site.
Oh, really?
Um,
If it reads nicely, but I'm finding it a little,
mhm.
yeah. You could also put words here if you wanted. I mean, it could be, you know, that could say commercial. This could say park very faintly, you know, with the color or something.
Right.
Then we're not going back and forth. And for your final, I would again separate these things. Put buildings with buildings. I don't even know if you need to tell us the site. It's obviously the site.
Mhm.
Yeah. So a little mushy, I would say. I mean, the content is fine, but all these colors around the perimeter are kind of, when it goes to Illustrator, then just make it a little cleaner.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's not a direct comment on this. It's just something, I guess there's a big size difference between this project and the one before, like massive,
Right.
like, and just segueing into wrapping, our heads around the size. Like one thing I did that was like, kind of useful to me at least was, so the short edge on the left is 25 feet, and then the other one is 75, and the top edge is 150, which is I think that's six squares.
Hmm.
So like if you draw it, like if you get used to drawing like boxes to fill it out, and then you could even like, yeah, like that. And then there's 1, 2, 3 on the other side. You can allocate a 25 by 25 square to the individual program elements and be like, yeah, that's 1 square, that's 2 squares. Instead of saying 500 or 800, I don't know. I find that kind of
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. 25 by 25. What is 25 by 25?
That's 1 unit.
Yeah.
So like,
What's the math?
oh, 625.
625 square feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is good again to, like, having to wrap your head around the scale of things. Yeah, my only warning would be like when, everybody did it for the first project, a lot of those boxes became buildings, which we don't want to do that. I'm not overly concerned about you doing that, Yazan, but some people were just took those blocks that Tony created and just started stacking them and creating Lego buildings. So we don't want to do that. All right, so pedestrian good, views good, edges. That's nice.
Yeah, very clean.
The only thing, so is everything a building at the park? The park, okay, it says that, that's clear, yeah. Nodes, good, nice. Site entries. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it reads nicely. And everybody should get these colors and or graphically get your bubble diagrams and this to look good together. There's a chance they'll be on the board right next to each other. Good. Any questions or comments, Kristen?
No, I don't think so. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Site's a lot easier than bubbles, right? The program's tricky. All right, we got the sun. I don't know if you need three levels of.
I realized that.
That's very. This is like one person walking down the road, and this is a group of friends, and we have parade day. Residential, commercial, views. Okay, tiniest of arrow.
I'll fix that.
Subway, commercial, residential. Good, it reads. Yeah, I think the traffic is more complex than it needs to be.
Okay.
What is this? Is this park depicted like that? Why is that like that?
I can't see where you're showing. Oh yeah, I have to color that. It's the park, but it was straight from the SketchUp how it looked. So I'll just color it.
Is on the site plan though, there's not this alleyway coming through the park, is there?
Well, the professor was kind of saying how you need to like create like sidewalks so like you can go through in a sense, so it's not like big green area.
Who said that?
Mr. Tony.
Oh, okay.
Doing it in the beginning. So I figured if I split it almost like in half, it's just a pathway technically. So it's
all right. It reads like you could drive through it. So I would just connect these, connect.
okay.
Keep that going, and yeah.
Okay.
You might consider paths that, think about where people would want to cut through the park. If you're here and you want to get to here, shortest distances, think about.
Okay, I can adjust that.
Yeah.
So I thought about doing diagonal lines like that for the park, and then I scanned through the competition document another time, and it said that the park is a single mode lawn. So
Yeah.
I would maybe check that.
Yeah.
So just a single piece, right?
I wouldn't.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
we could ask Tony on Friday about this, or when you see him on Wednesday, you could ask him.
Yeah, I'll ask him and I'll adjust it and
Yeah,
tell
I don't-
everybody because
yeah, I don't know what the intent is, what he has in mind there.
maybe I misunderstood and he did like, he meant like do the sidewalks around and I thought you need something at the park too, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Makes
All right, good. And Lynn, okay, we looked at Lynn's. All right, that's everybody's. All right, good. So just a little clarity and cleaning up on the site plans, but the bubble diagrams need work. All right, in Studio 4, I sent out an email that I can't meet on Wednesday. But I have office hours Wednesday afternoon. I have my usual office hours. So if you want me to look at something, just ask for an appointment. All right. I just have a conflict at this hour on Wednesdays. But if you want feedback before the final submission, just let me know. And you could email it to me, but I don't like to type out a lot of comments. It's just kind of annoying. It's easier to chat, but send it and ask to meet. We could chat briefly about it if you want. So I'm around. All right. Good start. Good start with the bubbles. I mean, I think there's quite a bit of work to do on those. They're tricky. And I'm going to send this video link out and I'll encourage the rest of Studio 3 to maybe take a listen to that.
Do
Questions?
you
Comments?
always have like the
Have what?
the meeting office on Tuesday?
What meeting? You want to
Like
meet
the
with me?
office, yes, the office hours. Do you always have like on Tuesday?
Yeah. I could do tomorrow morning if you want to meet.
Sure.
8:30.
Yeah.
I meet every Tuesday morning if anybody else wants to join us. We're here.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not that smart. It's very, very difficult for me to understand something.
It's all good. Yeah, it's tricky stuff. It's a big change from Studio 1 and 2. All right, good. Enjoy some nice
David,
weather.
what other times do you have available for tomorrow or Wednesday?
I'm free all tomorrow morning. And Wednesday, I'm free all afternoon. I don't have anything scheduled. Wednesday, I'll be home. In the afternoon, I'm free. My office hours are 1 to 5, so any time is good.
Okay. Okay.
Shoot me an email.
All right.
All right. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Enjoy
Have a
some
good
weather.
day.
David.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right.